So hi guys, good evening all of you. And now, so in the last session, we started roll up and cube, and these roll up and cube definitions we checked out. Okay, now. So what is roll up and what is cube? And the differences of this roll up and cube here. Roll up, we said it was finding sub and grand total based on single column, and the cube is finding sub and grand total based on multiple columns wise. It was going to be finding this. Okay, right. So now let me check out. So the syntax for roll up I was given, and what I said here, along with your roll up, you can pass any number of columns. You can pass any number of columns, right? But any number of columns you can pass it. But the point is what now? Which column are you given in the first position? Which column are you given in the first position? So based on that column wise only, based on this column wise only, okay, your operation will be performed and finding subtotal and grand total. Finding subtotal and grand total. But remaining columns are just for supporting columns for this operational column. Remaining columns are just for supporting column for this operational column. Okay, right. And let you go first, guys. First, I will show you. So example on roll up with a single column. So when I want to go for single column, let you see. Now, this is your table. Okay, right. So after this, okay, let you write here. So select, I will go for DEPT number. So any column you can take. So DEPT number, and we are passing count of star from EMP group by along with the roll up, and we are passing DEPT number. So now we can see along with my roll up, I'm sending a single column and one column I'm sending here. That column is called a department number. So let you execute it now. Carefully identify here. So department number 10, number of people 3. Department number 20, number of people 5. Department number 30, number of people 6. That means whatever it was having, guys, here, the 3, 5, and 6. So these are called as a subtotals we call. These are called as what now? Subtotal. Okay, now? And whatever it was showing as 14, the 14 is called as what now? Grand total. The grand total. Okay. So all subtotals, when we add, finally grand total we are going to be getting now. Are you understand now? So in this single column operation, so we don't have any confusion, guys. So successfully we are going to be finding subtotal and also grand total, okay, based on one particular column wise, that is called a department number column wise. So department number column wise, we are finding sub and grand total, okay, by using of roll up, and this is single column I used here, so it was successfully we find out. Same to same, when I want to go for the second one, the same example on roll up with the multiple columns. Suppose are you passing here? multiple columns are you passing now? So when we are passing multiple columns, observe guys here, now I'm passing, select DEPT number, comma job, count of star from EMP by, and I'm using a roll up. So here I'm passing first column is DEPT number, second column is job column. So here carefully identify here, along with the roll up, we are sending two columns here. But your first column, department number I was given in my first position, second job is given. After that, I just go to execute this one and see. Now carefully identify this output. Okay. So carefully identify this output. All of you carefully find out this output. And tell me, this output, are you understand or not? Observe carefully. The 1 minute observe. So observe all of you. How many people understand this output? Say yes or no. How many people understand this output? Say yes or no. Okay, now right. So somebody is understand, somebody is a little bit confusion. Okay, anyway, but it's very simple, very simple. Now you can see, guys, here. Okay, so department number I was given first attempt, right? So that's why, can you see department number column is only grouping, this column only grouping. So in 10th group, the supportive column jobs, and each job person details are given. So that means here carefully, okay, carefully, it was very clear that department number 10, total number of employees are 3. It's a carefully given here, like department number 20. In department number 20, the total number of employees are 5. And in department number 30, the total number of employees are 6. Right? This is what. So in department number 10, total number of people, 3 people are there. So out of these 3 people, one employee is a clerk. Okay, one employee is a clerk. One employee is a clerk. One employee is a manager. One employee is a president. So if anybody asks you, How many employees are working in department number 10? How many employees are working in department number 10? If anybody asks you, what do you say, guys? What do you say? How many employees are working in department number 10? 3. So in department number 10, total number of employees are 3. Okay, fine. Out of 3 people, how many are clerks? Out of 3 employees, how many are clerks? 1 clerk. How many are managers? 1 manager. How many presidents? 1 president. How many salesmans? How many salesmans? No salesman. How many analysts? How many analysts? No analyst. So that means in department number 10, we have 3 employees. In this 3 employees, 1 employee working as a clerk, 1 employee working as a manager, 1 employee working as a president. It means that in department number 10, there is no salesman and there is no analyst. This is a clear cut information showing to us. Same to same. In department number 20, how many employees? In department number 20, how many employees are working? How many employees are working in department number 20? 5 employees. Out of 5 employees, how many clerks in department number 20? How many clerks in department number 20? 2 clerks. Very good. How many analyst people in department number 20? 2 analyst people. How many managers in department number 20? 1 manager. So that means in department number 20, is there president? Is there president? No president. In department number 20, is there any salesman? No salesman. So that means in department number 20, there are 5 employees. Out of 5 employees, 2 people are working as a clerks, 2 people working as an analyst, and 1 person working as a manager. So that means in 20th department, there is no president and there is no salesman. So it's a clear. Next one, 30th department. In 30th department, total number of employees, how many? 6. Out of 6, how many clerks? 1 clerk. How many managers? 1 manager. How many salesmen? 4 salesmen. It means in department number 30, there is no president, there is no analyst, right? And this is finally grand total. So 3, okay, carefully observe. So 3, 10th department, 20th department, 5, 30th department, 6. So 3, 5, 6. These are subtotal based on which column? Subtotal based on which column? DPT number. Same to same. 14. This is called as a grand total based on DPT number column. So in this output, so which is your first position of column in the order? Which is your first position column in the order? Okay, along with roll up, in roll up, which is first position, based on that column only, based on that column only, your subtotal and grand total is finding, is finding, is finding, is finding. Now tell me guys, now all of you understand this output? Are you clear? Come on. Okay, now all of you clear now? So how this output was came? I hope that now you all of you clear it, right? So now here, now you can see. So the first column wise, your grouping is done, and finding subtotal, department number wise subtotals are done, and finally showing grand total. Okay, now right. So this is each department, how many people? In that people who are working as what, which designations? So one employee is working as a clerk, one employee working as a manager, one employee is working as a president. So like this department. In the same pattern, for example, now are you changing your positions now? Now I'm giving select job DEPT number. Okay, now right. So count of star from EMP, then group by roll up of. Now this time I'm passing job is my first column. So in this example, I was given my first position column is what now? Job. Okay, now job, right? And now when I'm executing this query, let you see output will be changed now. Let you see output. Yes. Now your output was given like this. Your output was given like this. So carefully observe and tell me, this output is clear now? Okay, right. So in this also same thing, nothing changed here. It's also clear, but job wise it returns out. Okay. Now here observe carefully. Now this time the roll up is happening on job. Let you see The job is roll up here, grouping here. So clerk job wise, this is subtotal of clerk. So how many employees are working in clerk job? Analyst, how many analysts are working in analyst job? How many managers and how many salesmen and how many presidents? Okay, now. So when I go to check out here clearly, so total number of clerks in my table, the total number of clerks in my table, there are 4. Carefully observe. Total number of analysts in my table, there are 2. There are 2. Okay, next. Total number of managers in my table, 3 managers are there. Next. Total number of salesmen, there are 4 salesmen are there. And total number of presidents, there are 1 president is there. Okay, now. So year 4, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 1. So what are these means? These are called as a subtotal. Based on which column? Job. Next. Whatever it is there, this 14, what is this? Grand total. Based on which column? Job. So you're careful. Total number of clerks, how many clerks? 4 clerks are there. Okay, out of 4 clerks, 1 clerk is working under department number 10. 2 clerks are working under department number 20. And 1 clerk is working under department number 30. So total 4 clerks are there. Okay, in my company, in my organization, there are 4 clerks are there. Total number of clerks are 4 people. 1 clerk is working in department number 10. 2 clerks are working in department number 20. And 1 clerk is working on department number 30. That is what clerk related information. So in my organization, how many analysts here? 2 analysts. But unfortunately, these 2 analyst people are working on department number 20 only. It means that there is no analyst in 10th department. There is no analyst in 30th department, right? So I have 2 analyst people, but 2 analyst people are working under department number 20 only. Okay, now that is analyst. So I have 3 managers. 1 manager working under department number 10. 1 manager working under department number 20. 1 manager is working under department number 30. So total number of managers in my organization, 3. 1 is working in department number 10, 1 is working in department number 20, 1 is working in department number 30. Like in the same to same, there are 4 salesmen in my organization. But unfortunately, these 4 salesmen are working under department number 30 only. So it means that there is no salesman in department number 10. There is no salesman in department number 20. There is no salesman 10 and 20. And we have only 1 president. And that president is there in 10. It means that there is no president in department number 20. And there is no president in department number 30. Okay, now? So this is the describing of your data. The jobs and department number wise, it was describing it. So now understand this output now. Come on, guys. Now it's clear all of you this output. So here what happened, roll up is job first. So that's why job wise finding subtotal and grand total. This is a department number wise finding subtotal grand total. So finally in roll up you can send multiple columns, but which column is having in the first position, which column is having in the first position, based on that column only. Okay, so we are going to be doing or finding your subtotal and grand total. So this is roll up. Are you clear now? Roll up understand now? Okay, right. Okay, so this is what we called as a roll up operation, right? Now, so next one is, okay, the next one is called as a cube. So syntax for cube. Okay, so now same syntax here, cube. Okay, the same syntax as usual we want to take here. But here the changing is only in place of roll up, I want to use my cube. Okay, now? Right. So now I'm using your cube now. So in place of roll up, I just passing your cube now. But in the cube, advantage is what now, guys, here? The cube advantage is what now, guys, here? So how many columns are you passing along with the cube? Along with the cube, along with cube, these all columns are called as a, okay, all columns are called as operational columns. Operational columns. Okay. So based on this all columns, based on based on all columns, finding, okay, finding subtotal and provide grand total. So that means in cube class, there is no supporting, columns. Okay, na? So how many columns are you passing here? How many columns are you passing here? Okay, that each and every column wise finding subtotal, for each and every column wise finding subtotal, and finally producing grand total, Understand the point now? So this is cube advantage. That means in cube there is no supporting columns, all are operational column, all columns wise finding subtotal, and finally providing grand total. Okay, let you see. First I will give it here example on single column, cube with the single column. So let you see. So this is your, so roll up examples I was keeping as this. Now finally can come out here. Here also. Department number, count of star from EMP, group by cube of department number. Up to here, if I executed the cube, what it was going to do, first it was showing as a grand total. First it was showing as a grand total. After whatever the grand total is showing us, okay, those grand totals are describing into subtotals. Like grand total. This grand total describing into subtotals. So 10th department 3, 25, 36. So your 14 is describing 10, 3 plus 5 plus 6, 3 plus 5 plus 6, 14. Suppose you want it, no sir, I want to display grand total lastly. When I want to display grand total lastly means just you have to use here. What do you want to use? Order by. Order by department number I want to use. When I'm using order by department number, then department number 10, 3, 25, 36. So 3, 5, 6 subtotal. 14 is a grand total. 14 is a grand total. Right? This is single column. Now let you see multiple column. So DEPT number, comma job, count of star from EMP. So group by cube of DEPT number, comma job. And if you want to display, okay, proper systematical order, you can give department number to execute. So in this carefully identify, as here also two columns. Can you carefully identify now? Output, carefully observe. So department number, that is a department wise. In 10th department, total 3 employees are. In the department, total 5 employees are working. And in 30th department, 6 employees are working. Right? Now, these are, carefully observed, 3, 5, and 6. So these are called as what we call, these are subtotal based on which number wise department numbers. Okay, now? Right. But next one, jobs also there here. So analyst job. In analyst, how many analysts? 2 analysts. 2 analyst people are, clerks are there. There are 3 managers are there. There are 1 president was there. And there are there. 4, 3, 1. These are what? These are also called as a subtotal. But based on column wise, based on job wise. This is job column wise, right? Finally, 14 is there. What is a 14, sir? Means 14 is a grand total. So now here multiple columns. Can you see? Department number wise finding subtotal and job wise finding subtotal and finally producing grand total. So now cube understand all of you? Come on. Now clear understanding, careful observe. Okay, right, yes. Now clear now. So multiple columns wise, it was finding your subtotal and grand total. Okay, now this is so your roll up and cube. What is the difference means? The difference is this one. Okay, what you said. So starting only I said, what is the difference of roll up and cube means? Roll up finding only single column wise operations will be do it here, and cube is finding sub. Okay, grand total. Okay, based on multiple column. This is the differences of in between roll up and the cube. Okay, right. So these are classes, guys, here. Okay, how these classes are we are using to grouping your data, and after grouping, we need to do some operations, some calculations on that. Okay, but here the point is what now? When you come to this whatever we said, whatever the output is going to be displaying, okay, either cube or roll up, whatever it is. So here, see, 1 1 1 3 2 2 1 5 5 1 1 4 6 2 4 3 1 4 14. So okay, 14 means we can understand, okay, grand total. But in these cases, in these numbers, which is your subtotal and which is your normal counting of numbers? So if that I want to identify, so that means some little bit confusion is there. So which one is subtotal, which one is a normal count of numbers? Okay, so do you want to identify subtotals and grand total in proper way and easy to identify? then then we are using grouping underscore id function. So this is one function, id. Id means generating id numbers, on your subtotal and grand totals. Okay, so this function, what and what purpose you want to use means here, to easy to, okay, easy to identify subtotal and grand total rows, okay, in the result. So whatever the result was showing us, in that particular result, what is your subtotal row, what is your grand total row? That means the subtotal rows and grand total rows are easy to identify with the help of grouping underscore id function. So with the help of this function, what we can do, I'm creating id numbers on my columns, subtotal, rows wise. Okay, I'm going to generating or creating id number, subtotal and grand total. So for that creation of identity or id purpose, we are using grouping id. And this grouping id, how it was generating your numbers means, suppose in along with grouping id, for example, grouping underscore id of, I'm passing here two columns, I'm passing like a department number, comma, job, suppose. So how many columns are you passing along with the grouping id? How many columns are you passing along with grouping id? Based on that number of columns, it was generating id number. So first id number that is called as a id number 1. This id number 1 is going to be generated or represented, okay, represent subtotal of first grouping column. Okay, first id is assigning the first id number, assigning to the subtotal of first grouping column. So first grouping column subtotal rows are identified with one id number. Okay, now same to same. Second, number 2, it go to represent subtotal of a second grouping column in your table. So because here 1 and 2 was generated because of reason, along with my grouping id function, I'm passing 2 columns. That's why first id column, that means first id number 1 is identifying first grouping column subtotals. Second number identifying second grouping column subtotals. Okay now. So it was number will be generated. So two columns, two ID numbers are generated. Fine. When I'm giving here, so the two columns are over now, completed now. Then next ID number. Whatever the next ID number is generated, 3, the 3 ID number is generated to easily identify or represent grand total, okay, row. Okay now. So that means how many number of columns are you passing along with the grouping underscore ID function? That many IDs are created for those subtotal columns, and final ID number is represented grand total. So easy to identify subtotal and grand total rows in my result. Okay, let you see the example also. So this is our example and this is our result. Careful observe. So in this, what we are confusing here, one is a subtotal or not. One is a subtotal or not. 3 is a subtotal or not. 2 is a subtotal. So which is subtotal rows? The subtotal rows I need to identify. Subtotal rows I want to identify. Grand total row I want to identify. So for that purpose, we are writing like this. Select DEPT number, comma, job, comma, the function we are using, count of function of later we are applying here grouping underscore ID. Grouping underscore ID of DEPT number, comma, job. So two columns I was given. Two columns I was given, right? Now, so from EMP, as usual, from EMP. So now I'm using, so as usual, group by class compulsory. And now I'm using cube of DEPT number and job. Okay, if you want to assign in the particular order by. So and this query, what is the difference of these two queries, sir? Means nothing difference. Here, grouping underscore ID function is not applied, not used. Here, grouping underscore ID function is used for just identity creations purpose. For just identity creations purpose, right? Now let you see I'm executing output. You can observe all of you. So carefully observe output. So grouping underscore identity function generating ID numbers here. Can you observe now? Yes. But can you see 111 is showing 0. Identity was not given here. But here 3 is given identity. Why, sir? Why, sir, means here 3 is called as a first grouping column. What is my first grouping column? Department number. So first grouping column subtotal 3. Subtotals of department number columns. Let you see. First grouping column subtotal. First grouping column means department number. First grouping column subtotals these are. Okay now? So first grouping column subtotals are represented with the one number. Can you see? 1. Can you see? 1. Can you see? 1. So first grouping column subtotal rows are identifying with the 1. Second one you can see. Second one is what now? These are also subtotals. These are also subtotals. But this is second grouping column. Which column this is? Job column. Which column this is? Job column. Can you see now? Job column. This is which column? Data. Job column data. So second grouping column, job column. So job column subtotal rows are identifying with the 2 number. Identifying with the 2 number. Very carefully focus on it. Very carefully focus on it. Nothing was there in this. Just ID numbers are generated. Just ID numbers are generated. Okay, now right. So next one. This is what 14. 14 is a grand total. So grand total ID number, how much showing here? 3. So that means simply first grouping column. What is my first grouping column here? DPT number. Column is DPT number. ID is 1. Okay, now second. Okay, first grouping column department number. Okay, subtotal ID. Okay, now here I want to write a subtotal of. Okay, subtotal of okay DEPT number. ID is 1. Second grouping column. Second grouping column subtotal of job ID is representing with a 2. And what finally grand total row ID is 3. Understand now? So careful observe this. Only IDs are generated and remaining IDs you can see remaining are 0. Can you see remaining all are 0? So 0 is nothing but these are not a subtotals. Wherever zeros are there, zeros are not a subtotals. Wherever zeros are there, zeros are not a subtotals. Zeros are not a grand totals. 0 ID is not a subtotal row. 0 ID is not a grand total row. Those are just normal numbers. Okay, now? So this is what. Observe, all of you. Observe. Okay, right. So this is grouping ID, the function. Okay, so how it was generating here, the ID numbers. Okay, so first grouping column subtotal row, whatever first grouping column is what now? Department number. So every department number is a first grouping column. Job is a second grouping column. So every first grouping column subtotal rows are identified with 1, 1, 1. Second grouping column is what? Job, because here department number and job. This is first grouping column. This is second grouping column. So second grouping column subtotal rows are showing as a ID number 2. So first grouping column subtotal ID number showing as a 1. Second grouping column, subtotal, rows are showing ID number is 2. And finally, grand total row ID showing as a 3. Grand total row ID showing as a 3. So these are 1, 2, 3. So 1 is the ID number of first grouping column, subtotal rows. 2 is the ID number of second grouping column, subtotal rows. 3 ID number is grand total row is going to be showing us. Okay, now? So these are simply we call it grouping IDs. That means we just assigning some ID numbers for each grouping column, subtotal rows wise. That's why can you see 10 subtotal 3, one ID number only. Department number 20 subtotal 5, one only showing. Why it is one only showing again? Because this 10 and 20 and 30, these are which columns? Department number columns data. That means here single column only. Okay, now? Right. So these are guys here classes and how these classes we want to use. Okay, now? So, and this is one of the important topic. Okay, and completed. And tomorrow, one more topic. Okay, we started tomorrow, joins. So joins we started tomorrow. But before leaving the class, so I think the Nourish IT people. So can you see this? My the background screen you can see now. So if you want to see this, okay. If you want to see this. So now if you want to go for this information, okay. So this is one examination. Nourish IT management people are conducting guys here. So this the job guarantee program, it's a free program. And through this job guarantee program, through Nourish IT people, they're going to providing placements to our students. To our students' purpose, they're going to give placements here. And before they want to give a placements to the students, first they are conducting one online screening test on Java platform, on Java, Python, .NET, Selenium, and UI full stack. On these technologies, okay, on these technologies, the Nourish IT management people conducting one online screening test. And this screening test is who will be, right? This screening test means who are completed their course 75% of course who was completed in Java, in Python, in .NET, in Selenium, in full UI full stack. So which student is completed 75% of syllabus in their courses, okay, from Nourish IT Institute. So those people are going to be write this online screening test. Okay. And here, suppose you are a Java student. Java student, what it was there, core Java, advanced Java, right? So in these 3 courses, if you complete 75% of course, then you can write this online screening test. Okay. Now? So this is for this test purpose, how to apply means here. Can you see this link, guys, all of you? Can you see this link below is there? Some link was there here. Okay, some link was there here. So this link, you have to go http://bit.ly/NIT test. So go to this link, okay, and one registration form is going to be open. And in that registration form, whatever the contents are asking by management people, so that you have to fulfill, and submit. And the last day of registrations, okay, 24th May is the last day of registration. Once the registration is successfully done, then they will send it to you one message. They will send it to you your examination timings, and that information they will be sent to you. And your examination will be held on 25th May, your examination will be conducting here. Okay, right. And so on which timings, the timings they will send it to your mobile number, otherwise your mail IDs or mobile numbers, they will be sent it to you, anyone. Okay, right. And later, once you selected in this test, and a very important point is one more thing is, so this test for the qualification purpose of, okay, your BE, BTech, all branches, MCA 2018, 19, 20 pass out people. Okay, na? Right? And who are completed 75% of course. And only for Naresh IT students. This is only for Naresh IT students. Okay, na? So this examination only for Naresh IT students with particular qualification 18, 19, 20, 20 pass out people. Okay, na? Right. So once you selected or once you qualified in this examination, what it will be do next level means, once who are qualified in this examination, those students are going to job guarantee program is there. So in this, the people will be sending to this program who are qualified in this examination. Those people send it to job guarantee program. Okay, so this is free of cost, guys, here. So there is no need to pay any money. Okay, it's a free of cost. And when you, the qualified people will go to this job guarantee, and through this job guarantee program, they will be giving placements. They're giving, okay, na? They're giving place in different companies, and those companies, whatever the companies are tie up with the Naresh IT Technologies, so those companies will hire you and will take you. Okay, na? So this is one procedure they will be following by Naresh IT management people from so many years onwards. Okay, na? So from so many years, this procedure will be following and giving placements to our Naresh IT students. Okay, so like this, every year there are so many people, they will be get placements. Okay, they will get jobs in different IT sectors in different companies. Okay, na? So this is the information which I got it from the managed, that means whatever it was there here. So that information I pass you. For example, you people have some doubts about this examination. Okay, about this program, if any queries are there, or else you need to know more information. Okay, you need to get more information. So directly contact to the management people. Okay, directly contact to the management people. So the management people will give more information about this program. My point, understand all of you? So your management people will give more information about this program. Okay, now, if anybody wanted more information regarding to this program, okay, you have to contact to the management people, and they will give more information about this program. Are you clear now? Right, yes. So this is what this program is conducting by Naresh IT Management. And now, okay, fine. So further information, contact to management people, right? So these are what now classes. Okay, so we're finishing here. And tomorrow, one more very important topic is what now? Joins. It is also one of the major topic in our database. So this is also we discuss in tomorrow's session. We started, right? And whatever today the classes, the notes, complete class notes. So after this class, my people are going to be uploaded. So take it that class notes and practice it once. So in this class notes, I was given examples. So you just practice those examples and theory, everything will be there. Okay, na? Right. Right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.